Wait. Hello, my name is Malikar. Nice to meet you and welcome back to Try Through Daybreak 2. Oh my god, I'm rating. I love this. I love this. I just I love the dedication they made on the screen. Yeah. Of course, this was the first time to looking at. Okay, so yeah, first I'm doing the first SPGs, then later on I'm gonna do the thingy on my own. Oh my god, how many?
Let's see what we got.
How many? What, dude? Can I breathe?
Confirming your plans.
I did this. I cannot do anything yet. I need to go there. Okay. If there's Mokus around me, it's because I just finished. I don't know. I guess what I finished will come before this chapter, but this is because this is of finishing.
Welcome to Life in Fondian.
Sorry. The act 1, 2, 1 of 1 of Expedition 33. I take it you're the one that put out the 4SPG. Something about trouble with a cooking competition, Wesley. I assume that means you're the Spriggan I've been hearing so much about. Well, I'm glad you got my request. That's such a relief. I see you brought the Prodigy along as well. It's nice to meet you, Aaron. Yeah, I just happen to work part-time work for the guy anyway. I've heard a good bit about you too, making. Word around town was that a really skilled lady took over this place 2 years ago, even managed to brush off pressure from the Lai family. Really? That's so cool! That's because my big sis at Teiji Kushi. Oh, I've heard that's the highest rank a chef of Eastern cuisine can reach. Tian, you always make such a fuss over nothing. You know how I feel about all those big titles. You know, I actually think I've been here before. I remember there was an old man running the place back then. Told me his elder daughter was in a training over at the restaurant in Kowloon Hotel. I'm guessing you're the daughter he was talking about. Your old man must be pretty proud. Now there's some praise I do like to hear. Would you mind if we got back to the matter of my request though? By all means, but I'll admit it. This cooking competition doesn't sound like the kind of thing you need a Spriggan for. The Grey Lamb Pork Cook-Off, right? Other restaurants in the area are free to participate. I've been to it a few times myself, was actually planning on going to this year's competition too. With all the trouble around here lately, it'd be nice to have something to lift our spirit and take our minds off things. There's another side to it too though. The elders who support each restaurant use it as a competition to maintain their standing. As it stands now, the head chef at Taiwan restaurant, which is currently closed, has been invited, so has the new food truck in Newtown. Taiwan restaurant, that's the place we were at when we fought the remnant of the Lei family. I'm surprised to hear they will be participating. It sounds so exciting, especially with so many people involved. Honestly, I'm a little nervous about it all. You see, the usual event space isn't available this time around, so they asked to hold it here instead. It was supposed to be at the Cole Hotel, however, with all the issues that have been cropped up recently, they decided to opt out of participating. With me trying to get ready to enter the competition myself, I'm just about at my wit's end. I was hoping that maybe you could help me out a bit. Does that sound like something you could do? Let me think. Alright, we'll take your case. Considering the whole deal with Haven, we're probably the best people for the job anyway. Oh, you're a lifesaver. Now, I really have to put my all into this year's competition. Could you explain a bit more about what you'd like us to help you with? Of course. Well, firstly, with the Lu family trading business having gone under, several places have been unable to stock enough imported ingredients. From what I've heard, Guihan, Fandian, and Hurain have been hit the worst. But Taiwan and restaurant and that food trunk in Newtown have apparently been just fine. Actually, Mingxiao food truck seems to be doing more than fine. I knew I could count on you, Tia Tian. Thanks for looking into it for me. As for our place, I believe we have what we need for the time being. However, if at all possibilities, there is one thing I was hoping you may be fine for me. Oh, and what would that be? It's a slightly unusual type of Laoji by the name of Tian Feng Quan. The person who ran the brewery passed away a while ago, and they closed down not long after. It's become quite a collector item. I'm not sure how many bottles of it are even left now, but I just know it would be perfect for the dish I'm planning to make. Got it. Well, see if we can manage it. Thank you. If it ends up costing anything, I make care of the fees, so please feel free to tell them to put it on my tab. And even if you can't find it, I can still make do, so try not to worry too much. Okay, you kind of made it sound like there were more issues than just not having enough ingredients though. Well, it's a bit hard to explain, but it almost seems like there's someone trying to sabotage the competition. In fact, just this morning I found some of the cooking wine in our patria smashed to pieces. Huh, won't be surprised if Taiwan head chef was behind it all. Guess we better go see what the other participants have to say. That will give us some insight into who done it. It should also help us figure out the supply issues. I would really appreciate it. Please let me know if you find anything.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Holy cow!
What?
This food is amazing!
Wait, what the hell was that?
Let's see here.
I don't know if it was a good idea, like.
Next.
How do you say it? I forgot what, how do you say it? Wait. Ah. What is this? Wait, what? Huh? I don't get it. What are you doing? Ah. Hey, isn't that lady... If she's a friend of yours? Nah, but I've heard about her. I think she's a hostess over at Taiwan restaurant. Oh, I get where you're going with this. Their head chef is supposed to be taking part in the cook-off. Let's go see if she knows something. Well, if it isn't the prodigy, and I take it you're the Spriggan, should have figured a hostess for a lay family restaurant will be in the know. So, what does the little boy from Lu want with me? Not really a little boy anymore, but whatever. We just got a couple of questions we'd like to ask you. Yeah, I promise we are not looking for a fight with the lay. We were just curious about the head chef at the restaurant you work for. We hear he got an invitation to get great lamb pork cooked off. Oh, so that's what this is about. Yeah, Yeon Soo been pretty excited about it. The restaurant may be closed for the moment, but he's blocked off an entire section of the kitchen to prepare for the event. Wow, he must be really fired up for it. Well, he takes a lot of pride in being a chef at one of Lampport's finest establishments. He was feeling a bit let down by the closure, but this cook-off sure has lit up spark under him. While we are on topic, do you have to know if he's run into any issue while preparing for the competition? I don't recall hearing much of anything from him. Really, no. The only thing I can say is that he's been feeling a lot of pressure lately because of everything that's happened with the Lay family. I see, that makes sense. We are just going in doing what we can to support the cook-off, so please tell him to give us a holler if he needs anything. Oh, got it, I will let him know. Thanks for the offer. Step right up everyone, don't be shy, come on and taste the next generation of Easter cuisine. I have prepared plenty, so come and get as many as you like. No matter how many I eat, I never get tired of the flavor. I will have this stuff of every meal. Right? It's almost like I find something new to enjoy with every bite. I was licking my lips at the thought of a new dish, but I never thought it'd be this delicious. I just can't stop eating them. This stuff may even be better than palatic duck. Looks like business is booming. This must be the new food truck Maxine mentioned. Oh, just looking at it's making me hungry. Since we're here and all, do you think maybe we could grab some too? To be honest, I've been wanting to try myself. Sure, I don't see why not. Sounds like they are not hurting for ingredients though. Maybe they will have some info for us. Welcome, what can I get you today? We take great pride in everything we serve. I'm not too familiar with this new Eastern cuisine really. Got any recommendations? I say our most popular dish right now is our Millennium Duck. We use traditional palatial duck as the inspiration for our recipe, but preparing duck takes a lot of work and it can get pretty expensive, right? So after years of hard work and research, we come up with something even tastier than the original and without having to break the bank. You know, I had real palatial duck over at the Kowloon Hotel restaurant before. This sounds like it could be pretty great if it actually holds up. Palatial duck, the name makes it sound so expensive. It's nice that we get to try something like that on the cheap. At first I thought it was some of the Easter creepy, but it seems to be stuffed low bean that's been folded like a taco. Given how simple it is to eat on the go, I can see why it would be so popular. Guess that's part of what makes it taste good. Okay, we'll take one each then. Thank you for your business. Enjoy! By the way, I hear that you are going to be taking part in that cook-off that's coming up. A friend asked us to help out with it a bit. Think you could use our assistance? I see, that's awfully kind of you, but no, I can't really think of anything at the moment. Oh, and I'm sorry, but it looks like I've got other customer waiting. Would you mind stepping? Oh my god, okay, I'm sorry. Sure, sorry about that. We'll get off your hair for now. Wow, this stuff really is good. The meat so tender too. I'm surprised his prices are so low. Even the skin all nice and crispy really gives off that authentic palatial duck texture. Yes, the spice he used give it a very distinct flavor. It certainly leaves you wanting more. What's the matter, small fry? Don't care for it? No, it's not that. It's tasty. I don't know how to put it really. Well, don't mind me. I think the herb he used just don't agree with my stomach, that's all. That's odd. Oh my god, wait. What happened? What just
You there.
happened?
How's some delicious pasta sound?
Wait, what just happened? Wait, why I cannot enter? Never mind.
Welcome.
My, this is positively delectable.
Oh, Mr. Arkwright, what brings you to our humble establishment today? We hear you were planning to participate in the Great Long Pork Cook-Off. Maxine asked us if we wouldn't mind helping you out. Ah, I see. Always so selfless, that one. I'm a little surprised that you guys are gonna be taking part, though. Sounds like the different houses in Heroin have a bit of a stake in this whole thing. Well, you do make a fair point. But we didn't want to let Maxine down after she's put so much effort into putting on the event. She really has a way with people, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. She seems to do a lot for the community. Anyway, she mentioned that you guys are having trouble getting your hands on certain ingredients. Yeah, suppose that sums up the situation. I'm trying to figure out if we can make substitutes, but we haven't been able to obtain Jade Dragon's Eye. I'm afraid I haven't heard of that ingredient before. Oh right, my apologies. Jade Dragon's Eye is a top brand of long port fruit. It's extreme high quality. It's also exactly what we need to have a fighting chance in the competition. I know long gun fruit is the stuff they always put in Easter medicine. All you need is some high quality longland, then easy. If it's used in medicine, then maybe there's a stock of them reserved for medical use somewhere. Perhaps they may even have some of higher quality that they have been willing to share. Seems pretty straightforward. We'll go check with somebody who may have some medical supplies stashed away. By the way, Kuwano, have you had any other issue lately? Like somebody doing anything to mess with your food or something? Now that you mention it, we have, yeah, although it was rather minor, all things said and done. This morning I found that some of our plumbing out back was damaged. There was water and everywhere. We had someone come out and fix it right away, so it wasn't a complete disaster, thankfully. But we just had new plumbing, but it last year, well, feels like someone did it intentionally. Yeah, that does sound pretty fishy. It may just be a coincidence, but it's still worth the suspicious, I think. We can look into that more on our site though. For now, just focus on keeping your customer fed. Thanks for all your help. I'll go ahead and get on back to work then. Be seeing ya.
My.
No, yes.
On my way.
Oh, did you hurt something?
I thought it was here. It's a medical, the clinic, no. Is that my car? Yes. Wait, there is this place, which is weird that this place is, and there's these two men's. I guess we enter here. Okay. Well, if it is in Van and Company, how can I help ya? Maxine tell us you are going to be competing in the cooking competition. She wants us to come check on you. That girl is such a sweetheart, always looking out for others. You could stand to learn a thing or two from her, Wuhan. Of course, dear, I will be sure to do just that. Anyway, she said you guys were running a little low on some ingredients. Yeah, I was hoping to go with something a bit more expensive for my competing dish. I wanted to get my hands on some fresh red crab, but the seafood traders seem to be out right now. Red crab meat is used quite often in Eastern cuisine, isn't it? I hear it carries a high price tag because it can only be found in a very few select locations. In the West, it's also known as carmine crab. Wow, that's a pretty fancy choice for a restaurant like yours. But I guess what you're saying is that due to Lu family's trading being frozen, they're in low supply right now. Exactly, there are some other suppliers around here that we're friends with, but they are fresh out too. And to hear them, someone came in and bought out their whole stock. Bought out their whole stock. Maybe that's what makes him mean by sabotage. It's possible. In this case, I think we can help them out if we just find another way to get some crap. We'll look into the supply shortages on our end. If anything else comes up, please let us know. Just try to focus on your cooking for the time being. Thank you for your help. It really means a lot. Alright, it seems like we got a handle on how all the participants are doing now. And out of the 5 restaurants, 3 of them seems to be dealing with interference from somebody. But we still can't say for sure that it's a rival business that did it. Quihin, Fadian and Horain seems to be the only 2 that were lacking ingredients. Also, Miss Maxine did ask us to obtain a bottle of low gin as well. An old man Wuhan wanted some red crab. I'm pretty sure I've been seeing crabs like that over in the second ward's waterways. They were fat, juicy looking ones too, they ought be good enough. Think I'll last spot them over by the cigar shop. In that case, let's head over and see if we can catch one real quick. I know they are supposed to be rare, but we should be able to find a few with short search. For those Jade Dragon's Eye, we probably have to rely on someone with some medical supplies. I may suggest thank you. One of or the other should suffice, I would think. Let's just leave the Loju and that Maxine was asking for. I'm not positive, but I know a guy who may be able to get his hands on some. Anyway, let's get out of there, find what we can, and keep an eye out for anything suspicious. Yes, sir. Oh, hello Aaron, and I believe I've seen the rest of you around before as well. Is something the matter? Well, see, we know a guy that's looking for a type of long-grain fruit called Jade Dragon Eye. We know they can be pretty rare, but we were hoping you may be willing to share a few with us, if you have any, that's it. Jade Dragon Eye, you say? Why yes, we actually do have a few of those. They're quite useful for the church medical mixtures, so we make sure to procure some periodically. Also, I hear that supply chain distribution have been making it difficult to get a hold of them. Yeah, that's why we end up coming to you for help. Apparently, Horin in Newtown won't be able to make their dish for the big cook-off without them. Oh, I had no idea. Well, in that case, let me provide you with as many as you need. So these are Jade Dragon's Eye. They are a lot bigger and smoother than your typical long grand fruit. You sure you're okay with giving us this many though? Considering recent events, I would like to do my part to ease everyone's spirit as much as possible. We are extremely grateful for your assistance, sir. I'm curious though, you all have been recruiting to help with the contest, yes? Yeah, that's right. Is there something else you think we should know about? Well, it's just that there is this young man named Meng Xiao. This be his first time competing in the cook-off. However, I'm a bit concerned by the throat of people that suddenly seems so wounded off over his food. I mean, when something that's popular, you're bound to have some people who got completely nuts over it. Indeed, in fact, a very passionate fan recommended that I try the dish as well, so I went to go and sample some. But when I arrived, I was informed they had only just sold out. I still have yet to try one. Then that's some unfortunate timing. Still, I'm surprised they have run out so suddenly. Mexiano made it sound like he had plenty when we were there. In any case, we've been asked to deal with any problem that may pop up during the cook-off. We'll do everything in our power to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible, so try to relax and enjoy yourself. I will, and please let me know if you need help with anything else in the meantime. Missing chariot. Lamporlon and Yerada, red signature and question. I will be waiting for your answer in front of Eastern. Okay. So I am able to talk to you. Hey Jinyan, mind if I ask you for a little flavor? Of course, what's going on this time, Van? Looking into some kind of antique? Sort of, actually it's something to do with your hobby. You have always had a thingy for vintage wines, right? Oh, I get it now. Guess it won't be too surprising for him to have a bottle lying around. We are looking for a Tianfiang. It's from a brewery that closed down a while back. You know it? Wow, hold on there. That's what you're looking for? You're kidding. So you do have it? Well, it won't do me any good to lie about it. Yeah, actually got 3 bottles. The only thing is, I bought them for myself. Wasn't exactly planning on selling them off. Oh, come on man. If you got 3, why not suck it up and sell us 1? I didn't buy 3 because I was planning to sell any. 1 was to drink, 1 was to keep it in storage, and the last one was for spreading the good work. I'm gonna be real with you here for a minute. I love cake, but even I don't buy extra for storing and proselytizing it. Be honest man, if you knew they wouldn't go bad, you totally would. Anyway, if you got 1 for spreading the word, then this seems like a pretty good opportunity, don't you think? Come on, share the love, buddy. What do you mean? Yeah, the Great Lamp Pork Cook-Off is coming, and Maxine wants that wine to use for her entry. If she wins using your spare Tianfu Yakun, there may be a whole new run on the stuff. That's true. If there's enough good publicity, maybe someone may consider investigating in rebuilding the brewery. I see, haven't thought of it that way. Alright, you lot have convinced me. But I'm still a businessman. I insist on being paid appropriately for it. Maxine already gave us the okay to put it on her tab, so just charge it to her, okay? Sounds good. Give Maxine my best. It will be worth it if I get some good booze for my store. Well, that's part of our hands. Thanks for the bottle, though. Ha, looks like we got ourselves a big one. Not sure what Wuhan planning to make with it, but he shouldn't have any complaints about a crab this big. I suppose we should move on to the next item then. Hey, did you hear about what happened with Young Tzu over at Taiwan restaurant? Sure did, guess he's gonna be competing in the cook-off after all. He seems like a trouble follows the guy everywhere he goes. Yeah, all that business with life family already had him a real dizzy, and you know just how weird he can be. If for somebody so hard to please, he sure is awkward. Maybe that's what makes his food so good though. Alright, looks like we got everyone missing ingredient. We hear a few interesting tidbits of info along the way. We should probably deliver the ingredients to each of the shops and then head back to Maxine's place. We even got the lingerie that she was after. We should get it back to her soon so she has time to prep her dish. I'm so glad I put out the request. I'll feel much better about putting on the cook-off now. It's all part of the job. There's still some time left before the event is scheduled to start, by the way. I'm sure you must be tired, so you're more than welcome to rest here before we begin. Not a bad idea. Alright, we'll take you up on that. Can't hurt to decompress a little. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's your Lao Yu. That's the Tianfen Quan. I can't believe you managed to find some. Well, I had a few connections. He wasn't able to give it to me for free though, so I hope you don't mind that I asked him to send it the bill your way. Not at all, and this will be just what my dish needs. You hype it up so much, I'm sure it won't disappoint. Sounds like we got plenty to look forward to, at least. Anyway, let's wait here until it's time for the event to start. Second, my other medication. Looks like the participants are filling in. And are those the judges? Yeah, with Maxine on both hosting duty and participant, they had to call in some impartial third-party judge. Usually the judges are the non-participant shop owners, folks from the Chamber of Commerce, you know, stuffy people like that. I guess it's time for the battle to begin. Yeah, there's still a bit before they get started though. I'm actually gonna step away for a minute. I may not be back in time for the opening ceremony, but you guys have a good time without me. Huh, I thought you wanted to make sure the competition went smoothly. But I was so excited for us all to watch together. It's no big deal, just something I want to look into real quick. I'll be back as soon as I can. I wonder what's wrong. It's not like it's the first time he's gone off on his own. I'm sure he'll be fine. While it's unfortunate that we were unable to hold the competition at the Coldwood Hotel as planned, it is Leifyu Fandian's sincere pleasure to host this year's Great Lamport Cook-Off. I'm sure you all must have a lot on your minds given everything that's happened in Lamport recently. But I'm sure he's taking his time. I know he said he may not make it back for the opening ceremony, but hey, you see that guy on the end over there? Isn't that the head chef from Taiwan? Yeah, he looks kind of grouchy. I'm surprised they sent him an invitation given the situation. Maybe that's what Van's looking into right now? But we can worry about that later, looking like the show about to get started. Alright, our first contestant is Wuhan from Guihan, Fandian, a beloved stop in the Eastern Quarter for travelers and local alike. Oh, a red crab dish, huh? That's quite an expensive ingredient for a place like Guihan. Well, I thought it may be good to go all out for a change. It's a fairly standard Lamport style steamed crab dish. Given the quality of the ingredients, I hope you find it to your liking. This makes me hungry. He did a really good job with that red crab. I guess old man Wuhan is capable of some pretty fancy stuff when he puts his mind to it. My, that was quite excellent. You can really taste how fresh the crab is. Still, as excellent as the ingredient may be, I think it's lacking a little something. Yes, if only it had something extra to draw out all the flavor. For my dish, I prepare a stew containing assorted seafood from along the eastern coastline called the Futian Odan. The dried good works together to create a multifaceted soup stuck with a harmonious flavor. Oh, I've heard of this soup. I've told it's exquisite. I'm impressed. That certainly seemed like a dish worthy of Lorraine. Yeah, their food draws from elements of Long Lake cuisine and other Far Eastern places. You can tell a lot of care went into making it. While I usually prefer my food Lamport style, I do get in the mood for stuff like that every now and again. This is fantastic work, exactly what I expected of Horaine. There's a bitterness and odor to it, not unlike some herbs used in the Eastern medicine. But the way it's blended together in terms of taste and aroma are top class. The most impressive thing is the long-grain fruit. This is jade dragon's eye, isn't it? Provides an excellent accent to the flavor. It looks like you're next, Yunsu. I know a lot has happened recently, but I trust you have been doing alright since then. For the most part, yes. Today I have prepared a bouillon in a thick glaze. The glaze itself is made from dried shark fin and edible bird's nest. I commend you for using such high quality seafood. I should have expected nothing less from the head chef of such a refined establishment. Thus the Lei family has to hunt for ya, just rich enough to have bad taste. It seems as though the judges have responded quite favorable to it though. That was excellent, you certainly made the most of those ingredients. Yes, I agree, it feels like a very tried and true approach. Next up, we have my sister. For today's competition I prepared a unique free-range chicken dish called boksunji. I'm especially proud of this one. It's chicken steamed with carefully selected wine and spices that help to bring out a lovely aroma. I have heard much about you, Maxine. I'm impressed that you have earned the rank of Taijish Kushi at such a young age. I'm looking forward to seeing the skills you develop from your days back at Kowloon Hotel. It's finally Maxine's turn, but Van's still not back yet. Yeah, he should have at least been here for her presentation. Especially considering she's using the logi we obtained for her. Man, this is fantastic. The various fragrance combined with such a delicate taste, and all while preserving the delicious flavor of the chicken itself is marvelous work. That's certainly not all. I can tell there's something special about the wine you simmer the chicken in. It takes the bird's light flavor and colors it with spices, resulting in a super balance. Finding the right wine to produce such a near-perfect dish must have been next to impossible. Yes, I was confident that it would come together if I used Tian Feng Yuan. That famous one? I see. I understand why they taste so familiar. I'd make it all the more regrettable that the brewery closed down some time ago. Yes, I would love to see it make a resurgence someday. Great job, sis. For my first cook-off, I'll be entering my renewed Millennium Dog. The seasoning is sure to hook even the most discerning palate. Oh, so this is the dish that's been so popular lately. Let's give it a taste then. It's hard to describe, but it's just completely captivating. With the flavor and aroma, it's like I can't stop myself. I have never had anything like it. This is the first time I ever experienced anything like this. How did you prepare such a delightful concoction? Let's just say I put a lot of work into my secret ingredient. I feel completely blinded. It must have been even better than I hear. I just wonder. No way. I mean, his food was good and everything, but don't you think they are exaggerating? It's not like the winer's been decided already. I'm surprised he managed to reel in all three judges. Hold on a minute. Oh damn it, looks like I'm too late. Damn right you are. Where you been, man? The cook-off almost over. Wait, why is Doc Longclay with you? I told you I had to look into something, didn't I? It just took a little longer than expected. Look, I hate to do this in the middle of such a big event, but there's a problem with Mengshu cooking. Not only are you interrupting the competition, but now you're trying to slander me? It ain't slander, I kept some of the food we bought from you in some container. I had Dr. Lonken examine some of it for me, and boy, that sure is one hell of a secret ingredient you got there, drug. Indeed, one so-called spice we found in his Millennium Dog is Lu Geo Cow. My medical herb convenient lists it as a hallucinogen, one with pleasurable but addictive side effects. These days, it's considered to be quite a rarity. I'm curious how you managed to come up so much of it. But you fed us something that dangerous. What should we do? Are we going to be okay? Fortunately, it's not so toxic as to directly affect the body unless routinely ingested. It can be counteracted through treatment from most practicing of Eastern medicine, including myself. There's no need for panic. But the fact remains that this guy deceived everyone into eating his drugged food. That explains why I felt so weird when I tried it earlier. You bastard, you had to go and put something like this on top of all the other crap we have been dealing with from Heyuin. Horrible, you're a disgrace to all chefs. No, you don't even deserve to carry that title. But how did he manage to supply himself with so much of such a rare herb? His prices were rather low too. That's right, how would I ever have gotten my hands on stuff in the first place? If you only tasted one batch, then who's to say somebody didn't plant it there just to make me look bad? True, I guess it will be pretty difficult for you to gather a stock of something so uncommon if you were working alone, that said. But what if someone with access to it was working behind the scene to help you out? See, somebody's been sabotaging the other business, and the only places unaffected were your food truck and Taiwan restaurant. But compared to you, Taiwan doesn't have much of a motive. I see, practically everyone in Lamport got their eyes on Lei family right now. Something like this be the final nail in their coffin. But you, on the other hand, had the perfect motive for getting your hands on those herbs and for finding someone to get them for you. Yeah, and to make sure his collaborator won't lose face, he had to be sure that he'd win. That's why he started messing with the other restaurant that about sum it up, Mengshu. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just out to get them. I will never vandalize or run our line through my fighting. I mean, that's odd. I didn't say anything about anyone being vandalized. You sure seem awfully knowledgeable about it, though. Just give yourself up already. There's no getting out of it now. With this much evidence, we won't even need to get Heyuin involved. Care to tell us about how you produce those herbs? Looks like the jig is up. Oh man, how am I ever gonna explain this to him? Well, in spite of that little incident, the judges have now concluded their deliberation. I wish it is not your sister. Do we have a verdict of the winner? The dishes that shone best and brightest among all those we sampled this evening? Being none of your sister's predictable was that I mean she didn't do anything bad. Was that of lame few findings very own Maxine. Really, I'm honored. Way to go, Maxine. In the end, we decided it was your use of the low you that truly won us over. Thank you so much. I promise to keep aiming for even greater hate. It's what my father would have wanted. Right. Who have thought that wine would end up being the deciding factor? I guess it was worth the effort after all. Thank you again for all your help with this year's cook-off. Although I feel like the only reason I won was because you were able to find me that Tianfeng too. Nah, that was just a last little push to put you over the edge. Even without the wine, you'd be getting nothing but rare review. Your skill's the real deal. Be that as it may, was only because of you that Meng Xiao was exposed for what he really is. Yeah, and Doc Long K say it's a good thing you stopped him when you did. You called it right before his regular customers would have started getting sick from that stuff. He say they should be fine if they can go without it for about a week. I'm just surprised you even noticed something was off. I thought it was odd how strongly people were reacting to his food, but I never imagined. Yeah, that was part of it, but then thing that really tipped me off was the fact that he was avoiding serving people with a knowledgeable of medicine. Remember with what Father Housen over the Capel told us? He said that when he went to give the dish and try, they told him they were fresh out. Yet when we were there, he made it sound like he had more than enough to go around. He didn't seem the least bit worried about meeting them, and it felt like a pretty unlikely coincidence to me, so I figured I should look into it. Yeah, the timing on that was just a little too perfect. By the way, you mentioned that drug he was using is pretty rare. Ever figure out how he got the stuff? I access our database, but I haven't been able to determine a possible access channel. According to the police, even Meng Xiao didn't know much about this collaborator's origin. So in other words, he was probably being used. The only question is, what will somebody have to gain from having a cook feed hallucination to the general public? Oh, that girl! You say it. The only thing I can think of is that they were using it as some sort of test. Maybe it was to see how far they could push the law while still keeping under the radar. Looks like the jig is up. Oh man, how am I ever gonna explain this to him? Van? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Anyway, I think that ought to take care of your request for now. We got other business to attend to, so we'll catch you later. Of course, I'm so glad I turned to you for help. Please feel free to stop by anytime.
Well done, everyone.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Oh my god, my law, I want chaos.
Welcome to Laifu Fondian.
Food is amazing.
No.
Time to depart.
You guys, time. Part. Are you the Minho that sent out the first PG requests? I see you got a heroine with you too. Thank you for calling, Spriggan. Yes, I'm Minho with Red Star. And you brought Aaron along. That's very encouraging. Hell yeah, man. With me on board, it's always smooth sailing. Anyway, what's this I hear about the Dragon Chariot going missing? It was over in the main plaza up till yesterday, wasn't it? I have a question, actually. What exactly is a Dragon Chariot? Alright, I suppose if you are not from Langport, you probably won't be too familiar with it. It's a yearly tradition, kind of a symbol thing. Every year, the most influential people in Haywin invest large sums of Mira into prepping a high-class luxury car to put on display. Then they show it off at the Lunar New Year festival to impress anyone with eyes, to make sure everyone knows how rich and powerful Haywin is. I hear in the old days they used to do it with bows and ox carts. Ever since the Red Star came around though, luxury or bar cars have been the staple. After the festival, it gets toured around to every location you can think of before eventually being auctioned off. Then I suppose the Easter Theater serves as the auction house? That's correct. In fact, the Dragon Chariot was supposed to be brought into the theater today. We were actually just having a meeting about it. Unfortunately, just as we were getting ready to proceed, it disappeared. If we don't do something, our company will be out a huge investment, and that's not even to mention how much it will inconvenience our partners in hiring. Is there any way we could enlist your service to help retrieve the Dragon Chariot? Well, what do you say, old man? Let's see. Alright, we'll take the case. Evin's not really in a place to deal with this right now, and I have my fair share of experience with stuff like this. Besides, as a casual fan of Orwell car myself, I want to see whoever stole that beauty brought to justice. Casual fan, he says. But I'm with you. We can't just let some two-bit thieves get away with something like this. I appreciate your support, to be honest. I was pretty worried you may not take the job. It's an incredibly expensive vehicle after all. If you don't manage to get it back, Red Star will be at a huge financial loss. This may not be relevant to the investigation, but exactly how much is the Dragon Chariot worth? Let's see, the chassis base is one of Red Star's more pricey models, the Nexus 3. And then you got the embossed work from a first-class professional, the pure gold ornamental pieces, the gold outer coating. The manufacturing cost alone will be 30 million mira. Wow. Yeah. Never mind, I don't know how to whistle. 30 million mira, I can't believe someone will pay so much for a single car. And when it comes time to auction, the highest bidding price usually goes well beyond the original value. There's no doubt the thief will be able to make a rather significant profit from it. I imagine they mean to use the money to fund their criminal activities. From a risk management perspective, this case seems absolutely critical. Alright, first things first, I need you two to tell me all the details about how the car was being transported to the theater. Any moment you can think of where the car would have been stolen? Yes, you see, the Red Star's crew started moving it into the theater about 5 hours ago. They finished about 4 hours ago, after which everyone decided to leave. Unfortunately, right around that time, there was one issue that cropped up. It prevented us from being able to keep a proper eye on the chariot. Oh, what happened? As soon as they started bringing the car in, the revenue service decided to show up for an audit. We were so busy dealing with them, there was no time for anything else. It seemed like it took forever too. The auditors only left a few minutes ago. An audit from the revenue service, huh? So that's how it all ties together. And right after Fan Lu just got arrested on false charges of tax evasion. It makes sense then other business will start being suspected of fraud too. But you gotta admit the timing's pretty suspicious. Yes, it's hard to believe it's a coincidence. Either the criminal knew the revenue service exact schedule, or perhaps I'm ashamed at our lack of vigilance, but because of there were so many crew members on hand, we assumed everything would be fine. Perhaps some of them noticed something we didn't. Don't you think you should have given them more clear instruction? You guys were the one in charge after all. Well, either way, it won't be a bad idea to ask around inside the theater. Well, you just need to take it slow and trace your path, step by step. Let's get going. This will be
Okay, time to get to work.
let me guess, it will be a quest to follow somebody.
I can barely contain myself.
Sugu Fuka, sorry to book you. Aaron. What can I do for you? Actually, those people with you, aren't they? Yeah, we just have a few questions we'd like to ask you. You hear about the dragon chariot being stolen, right? Yes, I have. In fact, I even gave them a bit of a hand when they were bringing it in. But I'm sorry, I really don't have any idea when it was taken. Even the smallest details you can remember may help us. Did you notice if anything felt off at the time? I think I may have been a bit paranoid, but I guess there was one thing. About 3 hours ago, someone from Red Star came back to the theater with a big truck. I assume it was just some additional services that I needed to be done, but I was so busy at the time I wasn't able to pay them much attention. That certainly does sound strange. According to Minho, the crew started leaving the theater about 4 hours ago. Even if they had forgotten to take care of something, it would be unusual to send a single person without informing anyone beforehand. And Minho had his hand full with the revenue service right after the actual Red Star crew left. That would have been the best time to get the car out without anyone noticing. Yeah, and I'm betting that Red Star guy she saw was a fake. If he played the part well enough, nobody would even blink an eye if he stole the car. I'm so sorry. If I had paid more attention, this wouldn't have happened. Nah, it's not your fault, Fuka. Still, don't you think a truck big enough to haul the dragon chariot will stand out in a place like Lamport? It'd take quite a while to find a place to hide it. Maybe someone involved in its transportation may know something? Now that I think about it, that delivery guy, Anthony, runs mail all over Newtown. He's probably got a few contacts in the shipping industry, won't be surprised if he knows something. Let's get going then.
Time to depart.
The guys that just run and you're like, wait a second, I want to talk to you. Be like you need to chase him.
Got a question for you.
The first time he's standing. A truck carrying heavy cargo. Well, I mean, Langport is a harbor city. It's not really unusual to see trucks that big every now and then. But actually, now that I think about it, I do remember seeing a large Red Star truck headed to the harbor district around the time you mentioned. And you haven't noticed any change in the area lately, have you? Any workers you haven't seen before renting out storage space or boats? Nah, can't say I have. Oh, but maybe something jogs your memory? Well, do you remember that warehouse where there was a murder about half a year ago? Be like, oh, remember when people were killed? Well, let's go that. After that happened, most people around here didn't want a thing to do with it. But just recently, one of my clients, a guy named Leng Hong, said his company decided to start renting it. Here they stopped using it though. Was wondering if maybe something had happened. Oh, that warehouse. Guess it makes sense people would be avoiding the place. The fact that somebody wanted to rent it all smells pretty fishy to me. It also more than big enough to hide not just the car but the truck carrying it too. Look like the harbor only lead right now. Let's go see what we can find. Man, of all the places, why it had to be there? I wonder what happened. Are you Lang Hong? We hear you are the guy that's renting this place out. Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with? We are in the middle of an investigation and this warehouse came up as a spot of interest. We were told that you had to stop using this one in particular, is that correct? Yeah, that's right. My understanding is that they found some kind of issue related to last year's incident. Yesterday someone from the security company that oversees the harbor showed up and said they've been taking it over temporarily. And yet, did something else happen? Well, I came by here just a minute ago to take a look and it seemed like somebody else has been making use of it. That shouldn't happen if the security company is keeping it under lock and key though. That is pretty suspicious, I hate to ask, but would you mind letting us take a peek? That's fine, to be honest. I was sitting here wondering whether I should take a look myself. If we could learn something from it, I don't see the harm. I knew it. I'm guessing that's not your company truck, right? Nope. Who in the world brought this thing in here? What's that security company up to? Let's hope the Dragon Chariot is still in there. Well, that's about what I expected. This must have been a temporary storage location for them along the way. They probably realized how likely it was for the police to check the warehouse. They picked this location as a decoy. I just attempt to access the server of the security firm that controls this area. However, there is no record of any issues being found with this particular warehouse, nor is there any record of them taking temporary custody over it. It seems likely that the security person that informed you of the supposed issue was an impostor. I can't believe they managed to pull one over on me with such a simple disguise. I feel so foolish. Oh, kind of sounds like something about him stood out to you? Well, you see, I couldn't help but notice his hair was rather stranger in shade of green. Gave me a bit of a startle, honestly. That would be weird if it's Campanella. Green hair. Huh, that means he will stand out in a crowd. At any rate, it looks like the thief brought the chariot to the harbor in this truck. And then suspicious heavy cargo, huh? No, I haven't taken on anything like that myself. Well, actually it may not be related, but this morning someone I never seen before came in to scatter a boat. Oh yeah, mind telling us what they look like? What type of boat did they rent? Well, they were a man, a middle-aged Navy type, with a little bit of a beard. I think he'd say he was an officer? No, a lieutenant colonel. I thought it was a bit old for someone from the Navy to be renting a civilian boat, but I didn't really think much of it. I mean, we got all kinds. Still, it's not every day you see people renting an orbital sail with a small barge attached. An orbital sail, those are vessels with orbital engines that propel them more easily than a regular sailboat. Those engines are only auxiliary, however, as they don't provide much in the way of horsepower. That being said, if the barge is small enough to carry a single vehicle, the engine may just be sufficient enough to tow it. This Navy guy sounds like he's our target. Did the boat already leave? Yes, I barely taken my eye off them for a second before they were gone. It sounds like there's more going on there than I thought. Should I not have rented out the equipment? Nah, you got nothing to worry about. Anyway, I think we got a pretty good idea of the scale of this scheme now. Let's find a place where we can sort through everything we learn. The bar? At least now we know the entire sequence of events. So to sum it up, we have people believed to be the culprit bringing a truck to the theater, moving it to the warehouse, and then renting a boat with a bargain. At every location they were disguised to look like someone who could feasibly have business there. But we were given two descriptions, a young guy with green hair dressed like a security guard and a middle-aged Navy officer. Phantom thief? We don't know what the guy pretending to be a Red Star employee looked like, but do you think they were all different people in disguise? I have here there's a phantom thief. Although he seems to be an isolated case, we should be careful not to discuss the possibility that this is the work. But no, it will have left clues. No, that's true. I got a feeling we are dealing with multiple. Yeah, Phantom Thief will always be Phantom Thief. If you know about Phantom Thief, the signature of Phantom Thief. So if the game was going to be like, it's Phantom Thief, I'd be like, oh no, you don't play Phantom Thief that way. But I mean, if it really was just one guy, there won't be any point in making it all so complicated, right? They were probably only handing off the car to one another in disguise, so they will be harder to track down. Makes sense to me. So who is behind it? You have figured everything out already, haven't you? Well, the first people who come to mind are... I'm thinking it may just be a small group of amateur thieves. If a bigger organization was involved, they would have put together a plan with a higher chances of success. These guys propped the warehouse and boat right before committing the crime, which make me think there wasn't a whole lot of brain power involved. I mean, regardless of speculation though, they did still manage to get away with it. I guess I agree at their plan, it seems a bit rushed and simplistic. It was put together very haphazardly. They seem to have only succeeded by being well coordinated and light on their feet. I must say it also seemed unlikely that the visit from the revenue service had anything to do with them. Yeah, that was a little too convenient for my liking. Let's go back over what we know about these guys again. They are capable of rudimentary disguise, trust each other, operating as a small unit and work fast. You guys also remember a certain threesome that fit that bill? Oh, you mean those guys we dealt with at the Tarbet last year? The Devine's brothers. This incident certainly does seem to fit their MO. And according to our recent research, it seems they had managed to break out of jail just a few weeks ago. It's still unclear how they escaped, but it's likely they had outside assistance. Well, that settled that. All we got to do now is hunt them down. You know where they went, don't you? Yeah, they must have taken the dragon carrier too. And never mind. Hail Long Shenzai. Most people tend to keep their distance from the place, but it's just close enough to get to with an orbital sail. Shit, that's the last place I want to go. That's the island! Makes sense though. There's a reason Almara used it for their hideout. It practically screams, hey, hideout your stolen shit here, dude. But what do you think they are doing with it all the way over there? If they want to sell it off, they have to load it up again and take it somewhere else, won't they? That's why I thought Halloween Chain gave off more of a stench than the Erod Cave. It's not easy to tell just by looking at map. But on the east side of Halloween Chain there's a small path that links back up to the main highway. There is. I mean, the place was used for mining after all. It makes sense that they have a few roads for transporting. Gotta be long abandoned by now though. If they disguise the dragon carrier somehow while they have it on Halloween Chain they will have no issue taking it to land from there. That's pretty much the long and short of it. Yeah, damn, they sure picked a hell of a target right after getting out of the slammer. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get our asses over to Hellwing Chengzei. Show over the eastern quarter wharf should be able to hook up with a boat.
Off we go.
Hello. Where to next?
All thanks to Aaron.
Wow, look at that guy. An orbital cell and a bargain. I knew it. It will be seem to be just as normal surmise, Mr. Arcry. They probably haven't taken the carrier too far. I bet we'll find them pretty close by. Let's be careful going forward. Yes, sir. You got it. Understood. Huh. Yeah, nice work out there, brothers. If we manage to get these thing bits and bobs on the black market, our mirror walls will be an ancient history. Before you know it, we'll be out of Calabar and making a name for ourselves in a whole new part of the world. We could never have done it without your foolproof plans, big bro. Who else would have thought to get somebody with the revenue service? Nobody, that's who. Alright, that's enough praise for me. Besides, you guys played your part to a T as well. I must say your disguises have gotten pretty convenient lately. Still, I think one of us really ought to consider changing his hair color next time. Hey, that hair what makes me me. No way I'm getting rid of it anytime soon. Well, whatever, we should be proud of this one, boys. The bonds of the Brotherhood have secured us yet another victory. What says we crack open a bottle and have a toast? We deserve a little reward, don't you think? We can always just slip out the abandoned pathway tomorrow. Well, ain't that sweet brotherly love sure is a beautiful thing, right man? No doubt about that, and they even let us listen in on their little plan. Nice group of guys, gotta say. Too bad that's about all the time you are gonna get to celebrate though. Hope you losers are ready to back behind bars. If your bonds run so deep, then why not pull all that energy into something that actually helps others for once? I'm afraid we have your corner, defenseless brother. Turn yourself in and we promise to do you no harm. What you're doing here? Actually, haven't I seen you somewhere before? They're the guy that foiled our plan back in Tharbat. The Spriggan. Why it have to be you again? Hey, we're not all that thrilled to run into you crooks either. You boys are at the end of your rope. And speaking of rope, how about you stand still so we can tie you three up? What, you really think we're just gonna back down now? You have meddled in our plans for the last time, Spriggan. You're toast. Don't go getting all cocky just because you took us down once before. We'll give you a real run for your money this time. With me, brothers. You got it.
Deploying shards.
Destroy them!
No.
You're freaking dead!
You
Fine,
this time.
let's play.
Okay, calm down.
Chance!
Okay, wait.
Time to go all out. Activating
Think
skill.
fast. Take this. Got your number. You're going down.
What a way to go. Chance!
Activating skill.
Brace yourself.
Vandalize! Raid!
Boost
Up to you,
inhibitor
Jessy.
unlocked.
You're done for!
Cobalt curve activate.
Perfect chance. Cypher, come on, chin up.
I'll take. Here goes!
May we proceed with
Ah.
caution?
I'll kill your ass! Cypher activate! Go to hell!
Got your number.
Now it's my turn. This is it! Lightning Chaser!
Get your act together!
My sincere thanks.
You're going down.
Hey.
Perfect chance.
It's all I had.
Too late. You're toast. Bam.
It's go time.
Activating skill.
Over here. All for you.
It's go time!
I suggest we strike now.
Cypher activate!
You're going down. My move now.
Okay.
Activating
Over
skill.
here. All for you.
There!
Aaron. Here goes.
Barry! Now!
Too late. You're toast. Reset.
Activating skill.
Seriously?
I've powered up.
I can't believe we lost to this bastard again. I swear on my soul, this won't be the last of you hear of the Devancy brothers. Yeah, we always bounce back. Just you wait until we get out of prison. You will get what's coming to ya eventually. You're gonna leave him to regret every messing with us, brigand. Or maybe you guys could just learn your lesson and stop thieving around. You can act thought all you like, but that's about the least scary thing I've heard all week. Well, that takes care of these idiots. Now, I'm just worried about the car. Is it okay? It will seem so. Nothing more than a few minor aberrations. I think we can return it to our client. At least the bargain will make getting it back to Blankport a little easier. Right, let's bring it back to the theater. What's wrong, Van? I'm just remembering something they mentioned earlier. Like hell you're gonna get any more out of me. You guys say something about getting somebody to meddle with the revenue service, didn't you? So the auditing was part of your little haze after all. Oh yeah, the timing was certainly suspected. Oh, is that all? Fine, if you want to know who our partner in crime is, I'll tell you. The truth is, I don't actually know their name. What? I thought you guys were all buddy-buddy. And here I was thinking you have a connection to some big hotshot. Well, I guess I don't mind spilling a few secrets. See, we got words from someone using a pseudonym that they wanted to help us out. Their only condition was that we had to cause some kind of uproar in Lamport and it had to be today. Say they even lay all the groundwork. Wow, you sure know how to pick 'em. Look at you using strangers to your advantage. Nice going, bro. What is with these guys? For real, do you think they'd be more angry about the wall being used as a pawn thing? So someone's been trying to tear things up in Lamport. Bet it's whoever betrayed the Lu family. It makes sense if they were the ones pulling the strings here too. Anyway, before we return the dragon carrier, we better decide what we are going to do with these guys. We'll probably just put more stress on Heroin if we try to push him off on them. So let's try and come up with something else. Let's see. The Guild, the police, the Marduk company. I mean, they did break out of prison after all. This is a problem the police need to fix, not the Guild. But considering it's the same force that arrested Fan Lu, it is possible that whoever been pulling the string inside Heroin lately had a hand in all this. Maybe the better option is to turn them over to Marduk. Huh, why Marduk? I see Marduk engaged in various risk management research opportunities that pertain to maintain public safety. It will require a great deal of paperwork, but it should be possible for the company to take temporary custody of the Divine Sea brothers. Fortunately, Mirabelle and the security chief are currently in Lamport, so they will be able to assist in making the handover as smooth as possible. Sheesh, can say I'm a huge fan of letting PMS have so much authority. But I guess you guys do kind of have a knack for stuff like this. Fine, I'll let it slide. It's definitely more on the gray side, legally speaking, but hey, that's where we operate best, right? Anyway, I appreciate if you could take care of all the formalities for us, Reset. Of course, it shouldn't take long at all. Thank you so much for all you have done. I'm so glad we were able to get the carrier back in one piece. We don't need to worry about the Red Star's reputation taking a plump either. Yes, now that we have the car back tonight, action should be able to proceed as planned. Thank you all. I hope you know how truly grateful we are. It was no bigger. I just did what any fellow car lover would do. Don't you think it's time you got a new hobby, old man? I'm really glad it all worked out. I'm sure this car means a lot to the people of Langport. It does, indeed. In times like this, that's all the more reason for us to upkeep the tradition. Hopefully it will help to bring back a sense of normalcy. We'll make sure the reward is possible to your account right away. Thank you again for all you have done. Sure thing, it was not sweet. I just remember to keep your eyes peeled in the future, yeah? Don't want anyone getting the drop on you again.
That takes care of that.
I thought...
Mira deposit confirmed.
Ray? Oh, nice. I got Chaos finally. Yes. I don't know, but yeah.
I can barely contain myself.
Okay guys, we gonna let it till here. We're going and see you next one. If you guys want.